Hello, good people. Welcome to Good Things Fashion Tutorial. Today, we are going to learn how to make this rope inner cap, hijab rope inner cap. And in order to achieve that, we are going to be cutting four pieces of fabric, and the measurements are as follows. The first one is the front of the cap, and the measurement is 19 inches by 8 inches. The middle part is 19 inches by 7 inches, while the back cover of the cap will be 11 inches by 6 inches. The fourth uh, fabric we are going to cut is the rope, which is going to be 30 inches by 2 inches. You cut a fabric length of 30 inches by 2 inches width. I'm measuring out the first fabric, which is 19 inches by 8 inches. You measure 19 inches by the length and 8 inches by the width. You measure it out and cut it out. It's going to form the band for the cap. For the front of the cap, we are going to have a band. And this is me measuring it out and cutting it out, making sure that the measurement is accurate. I'll cut out my fabric. The next thing is to cut out the middle part of the cap. The next fabric is the middle, and that is measuring 19 inches by 7 inches, like I said earlier on. But first of all, I'm going to label that front part. I will label it F. This is me writing a F at the corner of the fabric so that I do not mix it up with each other. So the next thing is to measure out the middle part of the cap, which is going to be 19 inches by length, and the breadth is 7 inches. I rule by my line. And I cut out my fabric. Now I'm also labeling this with M, which stands for middle, so that I can differentiate them easily. I wrote an M at the corner of that pieces of fabric. The next fabric to cut will be the back cover for the inner cap, and that will measure 11 inches by 6 inches. 11 inches length by 6 inches breadth. This is me measuring it out. I ruled my line, and after cutting it out, I also labeled it. And there is a the next thing is to fold it together. You need to fold it together, and the next thing is to draw a slant in this manner. Draw a slant at the edge after folding it together. Draw a slight slant like so. Chalk it out, and you cut out that place. You cut it out in this manner, and this is what you have after unfolding it for the back cover. The next thing is to cut our rope, the rope of the cap, and that is measuring 30 inches by 2 inches. 30 inches length by 2 inches. This is me measuring it out and cutting it out. And after cutting it out, we are going to fold it like so. You fold the top of it, and then the two side you fold them up together like so, and then we stitch them down straight down throughout the length of the 30 inches, and that will form our rope for the cap. Now here I am at my sewing machine. The first thing I'm doing is I took my the fabric for the front of the cap. You can see the label F that I wrote there earlier on. You take it, the front of the cap, and fold it together like so. Fold the wrong side together with the right side facing up, because it's going to be a band. It's going to be a band for the front of the cap. Then the next thing is to take the middle fabric, the fabric for the middle part of the cap, and lay it on top of the band. You lay it on it and pin them together. Use your office pin to pin down the that middle fabric on top of the front of the cap, which is a band, in this manner. Just hold it together with your office pin so that they do not move around, and then you stitch them down like so. You stitch it straight down together. You join them together. Join them together with your sewing machine. Be careful not to pull on the fabric because it's a stretchy. The best material for this cap is a lycra material or jersey material, and you know it can be distorted if you pull it too much. And this is what I have after joining them together. The next thing is to top stitch the place where we join them together. From the wrong side, you turn it up. From the wrong side, then you top stitch it, double stitch down the place where we join together to make a nice neat joining there. You can see what I have after top stitching it. It gives it a neat finishing, a neat look. Now after that, the next thing is to you put your cap together, join it together at the edge. Then you are going to put a notch at the top of the middle of the cap. In this manner, you notch it in order for you to know the middle of the fabric. Then you take your the top cover, the third fabric that we cut earlier on, which is the top cover of the cap. You take it, fold it together. You remember that slant that we made earlier on. You fold it together to bring out that slant. Then you also notch it at the top point of that slant, like so. Take your scissors and notch it. After notching it, we are going to match that notch on the this notch on the cover of the cap to the notch we made on the main fabric of the cap earlier on. The notch on the main fabric on the middle of the cap, you match it together with the notch made on this third fabric for the cover, and then we begin to join them together. We begin to stitch them together. You stitch them together. The cover of the cap, you begin to stitch it, gently turning the cover in order for it to go round the main body of the cap like so. You need to carefully observe this area. You join it as if you are joining a sleeve. You gently turn the fabric, that little fabric for the third pieces of fabric for the cap. which measures 11 inches by 6 inches. You turn it gently round and stitch it down, then turn it to the other side. After you finish stitching one side, then turn it to the other side and also gently guide it as you stitch it down in this manner. You also gently guide it. So you gently guide it along and sew it down as if you are joining a sleeve, in the manner of joining a sleeve to a dress. You know that fabric is very tiny, it's very small. So you need to turn it and guide it gently to form the cover for the back of the cap, the back of the inner cap. Now this is what we have after I finish joining the cover to the body of the cap. This is what we have. You can see the cover and the cap. This is how it's going to turn out to be. The first part is the band, which is the front of the cap, then the middle part, and then the third part is this cover, this fabric here. Now we are going to cut out that excess. You can see there's an excess there. You cut it off. Cut it off. After cutting it off, the next thing is to turn the cap round the edges. You turn it twice round the edges to make a space for our rope, where we are going to insert the rope for the cap. You will turn it twice with like 1 inch. Turn it round like using 1 inch. Turn it once, then the second turning will be big enough. It should be big enough to take the rope for the cap. And that's what I'm doing here. Round the entire opening, the entire edge of the cap, you sew it down, making allowance for inserting the rope for the inner cap. This is what we have after stitching down after making the space for the rope. This is how it's going to turn out. Now the next thing is to stitch the rope. Like I showed us earlier on, we are going to fold it from the top and then fold it on the two sides and bring everything together and stitch it down. After stitching it down, we take our safety pin, and with the safety pin, which is what I'm inserting now, then you insert the rope into that space that we created. You insert it until you get to the other side of the cap, like so. Bring it out on the other side in this manner. Bring out your rope, and this is what we have. This is the result of all those sewing and stitching. This is how it's going to look after sewing it. Then you pull on the rope, pull together the cap and bring out the rope very well. And this is what we have. This is the cap. This is the finished cap. Remember to pull down the cap very well, pull it together, pull the rope out very well, and this is how it's going to look. This is how it's going to look like. And in order to wear it, you wear it from the back. Wear it from the back to make it easier for you to sit comfortably. Wear it from the back. in this manner and adjust it with your hand. Then you tie your rope, tie the rope at the back very well. Secure the rope very tightly. This is the final look. This is how it's going to look like. Very beautiful and very neat. Easy to make. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also remember to put on your notification bell so that you get my a notification as soon as I post any other video that you might like. Thank you very much. God bless you.